Howdy folks, I'm still on vacation but I'm back at the house now. And the soap of the day is brought to us by Wild West Shaving. The name of this one here is Army. It has green grass, fig, you know, the rest of it just slipped my mind and I had it right up here. Anyway, I've got a link to it. That's what the soap looks like there in the inside the container there. Oh, here it is. It's green grass, cedar, fig, and vanilla. I knew vanilla was in there. At any rate, there it is. And I got a link down below if you want to check it out. I think the going price is $8.99 for the individual one. And he's got a price if you want the whole collection of the Defense Department, if I remember right, that's what it's called. I've got it whipped up here in a small bowl. It's going to be, this bowl's got grooves in it. I don't know if you can see that or not. But it's on the wet side. What I would consider yard consistency. Almost drippy. I whipped it up just a little bit longer. I did get one drip out of it earlier. But still pretty wet, considering. And I'm going to be following the shave up with the Aqua Velva Ice Blue. Nice cooling effect. Figure since it's close to the 4th of July, as far as I know, that's supposed to be the first American aftershave, so why not? Going along course with the Army. So, and while I was out of town last week, and of course this week, I have been shaving with the Parker Semi Slant. This one here is the satin chrome. It is I have the Parker variant of the same color, if you will. It does have quite a bit of droop here, beveled here at the side, helped set the angle. I've tried different blades in this one. Today this one here has got a Treet Trig, and at any rate, or put a hot towel to the face. I've used different blades in this one here. I tried a relative new to me type blade. It was a Treet Silver. Never tried that one before. And tried that one, and it's kind of odd because the Treet Silver reminded me of a feather blade. And as it being, I guess you might say, a little edgy. But at the end of the shave and using the alum block, which reminds me I need to get my alum block out. By the way, there's the alum block. Yeah, you can tell I've been on vacation, huh? Here's the witch hazel, Humphrey's, citrus scented. It's got menthol in it now. At any rate, after the shave and going through with the alum block, I had noticed that there wasn't hardly any stinging with it, even though it kind of felt a little edgy, you know, throughout the shave. But at the end of the shave, I guess you might say it was pretty good. Not hardly any stinging from the shave. So I decided to go ahead with shave 2 with the same blade. Same result, as if it was brand new on the first shave. So just a little something about a blade that I had never used before. I also went ahead and used a cue ball, which I believe is a Persona product. It reminds me an awful lot of crystal. It looks to be the same way. Anyway, I've been trying different blades just to see how it works. Yesterday I used Helios. Did get a little bit of stinging with that one there, but all in all, just really pretty good shaves. Now, my thoughts on this particular shaver is I'm kind of thinking outside of the Parker variant, this might be, oh, how can you say? For some folks, this might be the shaver to get, in that it's kind of in between the open comb and the one with the solid safety bar. It's somewhere in between, I think. It's not the it's not as aggressive as the open comb. Not that it's that aggressive to begin with, but I don't feel like it's that. At least my experience has been it's not quite that aggressive, but it is more aggressive than what I would consider just the safety bar version. This one here seems to be somewhere in between which I think that might have been what they were trying to target. Something not as near as aggressive as some of the open combs or some of the other slants that a person might be interested in using. By the way, that little bit of Preshave I just used is from Phoenix Artisan Accoutrements. It's unscented, but it is mentholated. The shaver, the semi-slant, is about 4 inches in length, about 3 ounces in weight. I think it's 2.9, something like that. The handle is a bit longer than, I guess you might say, what the typical handle might be, being at 4 inches. You can smell the grass. My nose will pick up grass, I'll tell you that much. It will pick it up. It's one of those things that has a tendency to irritate my nose. It's like, you know, when you cut the grass, that fresh cut grass, my nose does not like it. Anyway, once again, one of the things I really like about this shaver is the fact that the satin chrome, I think for some folks might work well in that it doesn't show scratches. In other words, yeah, I do clean it with a soft cloth, but it doesn't seem to scratch easily. So that might be a plus for some folks that don't like fingerprints on the chrome or silver. You know what I'm talking about, shiny objects. You know, you touch it, then you got fingerprint there. This one here doesn't do that for you. And it seems to be pretty easy to clean. You can get a little rough with it, in other words, with a cloth, and it doesn't show up with scratches or anything quite like that. So it might be, you know, good for some folks in that case, as well as the fact that this one here I think is $30. If you get the one that's got the rose gold right here, or the black, I think that's $32, which is, you know, typically rose gold, you know, your price goes up more than just a couple of bucks. So just throwing all that out there. I got a link down below to Super Safety Razors, and like I said, I got this just right before I went out of town. And been shaving with it, as well as doing some face lathering with stick soap as well as some shaving cream. That's quite an experience still for me. Quite a lot to learn. But my shaves were good though. No cuts, nicks, weepers, nothing like that. I really do like this. I'm glad I got it. Because when it first came out, I looked at it. You know, I got the notification through the email, and I'm looking at it, and I'm thinking about it a moment. I'm looking at it, and usually shorter handles, in other words, right about there, probably been better for me. 4 inches is a little bit long, but figured I'll get used to it. I was intrigued because it's a semi-slant. Wondering if it would be a smoother shaver. It has a lot to do with what blade you put in here. I haven't tried a feather blade just yet. That is on the list for me to try. I'm going to shave probably the rest of this week with it. That's another thing too about using a wet lather. It rinses pretty easy. The one thing I had noticed, because I was face lathering and still not quite getting my soap to water ratio just right where I like it, found that it seems like to me rinsing this, for me, you know, I'm assuming you're going to be different than me. Rinsing it for some reason, therefore, you know, when the water's running, for whatever reason, I rinse from the top down. And I found with this one here, it rinses a whole lot easier and cleaner if you go from the bottom up. It really just cleans out with the quickness. Thought that was pretty cool. Just a little something I experienced while I was trying to learn how to face lather the way that I bowl lather. Get that lather just that same way. It's a still learning process for me. I am getting better. I just not quite got it to where I can get it lathered like I have today. I'm going to practice a few more times. I got plenty of stick soap now. guess you might say, going through them. I think what I'm going to do though is I'm going to put them all on video so you can see my learning process. For anybody that wants to go through something like that, you might be, I mention it from time to time. Oh, by the way, I don't think I mentioned this brush, the Shaven Sailor, 3D printed handle. He did a good job picking out this handle design. Anyway, just to show what my progress is learning with the stick soap, as well as if you're in a place where you don't have a whole lot of room, or you do a lot of traveling and maybe stick soap is a preferred method. You might see something different than what you're used to using. I think I'm still looking for some just in case I had missed one and hadn't thought about it. Of course, you know, I have the 2 containers that doesn't have any stick soap in it, and I thought maybe I could do like Flash did, you know, make it up and put it in a container like that. Thinking along the lines of Williams, but I'm still haven't decided just yet what to put in there. As well as I have some soap from their grab bag selection from Soap Commander. A little bit of feedback with this blade. The only real feedback I got with the other blades was on the against the grain pass, but this blade here seems to have a bit more feedback. For me, it seems to be pretty easy to find the angle. Easy to clean in my opinion. Pretty decent, I mean pretty smooth shaves. There was one day I skipped a day, so I had a 2-day growth. Didn't have a problem with the 2-day growth. To be honest with you, it didn't feel any different than what I did with a 1-day growth shave. Had a good time learning with this. It's kind of exciting to get a shaver that shaves what some may consider somewhat more on the efficient side, that'll remind you of an open comb or a slant, but perhaps just not quite as harsh. Just need to figure out what blade works best for you in it. We had a good time. We went to Branson, Missouri. Went to see the sights there, as well as Silver Dollar City. And on the way back, the GPS was, I think, I could be wrong, but I thought at one point in time, I know that solar flares had a tendency to affect cell phone usage, the signal, and I don't know if that was the case. I have no idea. But I tell you what, that GPS at one point in time had us going every which way but the direction we wanted to go. So we had a little bit of excitement. Trying to figure out how to get around in Branson without an actual map. Didn't actually find any, not that I was looking very hard, traditional shaving equipment, brushes, razors, whatever the case. I didn't find anything quite like that. Not that I was looking, but I did find an old Radio Shack radio. Paid $2 whole for it. And it works. Did go swimming, did get some sunburn. Of course, we did a lot of walking at Silver City. And I did my darndest. Yeah, I had 2 options. Wear a hat that most people probably would have been laughing at me the whole time I was there, or hide from the sun, which you can only hide from the sun so much. There's only so much shade, and everybody else is looking for the shade also. But I did get a little bit of sun while I was there. we got one good picture with the log ride, one that they take, and it looked pretty good. Family going down on the log ride, and no, I'm not in that picture. I was holding all the stuff. Everybody's, you know, got their drinks, their phones, because that log ride you would get wet. Got some water way up there. The ride back was probably one of those real funny moments. Everybody's passed out, sleeping. They got pictures. Guess you might say some incriminating stuff, some blackmail pictures, if you will. They were pretty tired. Guess you might say a good indication they had a good time. The place where we were staying was really nice. Was thinking about doing a taking the video equipment, doing a video up there, but I'm glad I didn't, because for me, I thought the lighting in this bathroom it's okay. It's not as bad as some others, but at this place we were staying, it was like, mercy sakes, this lighting is terrible. And plus the sink is so deep, and the cabinet set up high for somebody short like me. You could see yourself in the mirror, but you could not. In other words, if you were to look in the mirror to see if I needed a shave, nah, you couldn't see not any kind of shadow or anything of the sort. It just seems like you was way back up in there. It was a nice place. Yeah, 3 floors, had an elevator as well as the stairs, of course, and it was a nice place. We had a lot of fun cooking in there. The place where we stayed could be separated into 2 different places, but we had one because we had so many folks. A lot of our family was there, so we had 2 stoves, 2 coffee makers, 2 dishwashers. Double up on a lot of things like that, which was a good thing, because we dirtied up a lot of dishes. We used both dishwashers and both ovens going at the same time. Yeah, we had fun though. Aftershave here. This is one of my, to me, this is one of my favorites, as it goes for, you can go in the store and buy Aqua Velva and Stetson. I really like those. To a degree, and it's not that I don't like it, I just don't use it near as often as I do like the British Sterling and English leather. It's kind of funny, I didn't quite get the stinging with the Allen Block, but I am with the aftershave. Just a little bit on my neck down here. Good shave. This, like I said, it's 3-piece design. The one thing I did notice about this particular, and it may be just mine, maybe some of the later models will be different, but this is what the base plate looks like. I noticed one of the things that typically sometimes you see somewhere, it may be used because there just wasn't enough room. Usually you'd see India stamped in there, and this one here does not have it. It is not stamped anywhere in there, and I'll show you what this cap looks like here. It's pretty typical as it goes for this kind of design. Just got the round post down below. As it goes for blade alignment, I just put it together. It doesn't matter which way you turn the base plate, it all lines up just fine. Blade alignment, I just put it in there, look at it, snug it up, and it would be there every time. Now there is a little bit of wiggle room there, but oddly enough I never had to adjust it every time I put it in there. So I give that a point for being like that, for those that don't like to fiddle with the blade alignment. Just put it in there, run with it, ran great. Had a great time. Got some more stuff I want to be putting on video. Hope to see you guys soon. Take care, stay safe, smooth shaves to you.